Good, good afternoon, everyone. The last class, properties of the cardiac muscle we started. So in that the two are remaining. The next one is all or none law. So in all or none law, that means so when you give a stimulation, the muscle will not respond to, is not giving any response in the form of action potential. If you give threshold stimulus, or if you increase in, suppose 1 volt, 1 2 3 4, so like that, if you increasing the threshold, so the muscle will give a full response like this, but it is not increasing the response. Okay, muscle contraction fails to occur if the stimulus is subthreshold in magnitude, and it occurs with constant amplitude regardless of the strength of the stimulus if the stimulus at above the threshold. That means the if you give a subthreshold stimulus, the muscle will not give any response. If you give a more if you give the above the threshold level stimulus, the muscle will give a full length of stimulus. Okay, so either the muscle will give a full strength of the stimulus, or it will not give any response. So that is called all or none law. Next, refractory period. Refractory period, it is the duration during which an excitable tissue will not respond to a second stimulus. So these things, once I finish the properties of the nerve and skeletal muscle, so that time you will come to know the all or none law and refractory period. Okay, so here you are giving a first stimulus, the muscle will give a response. Simultaneously, if you give a second stimulus, the muscle will not give any response. That it has to complete the entire action potential. So in that there are two types: absolute refractory period. So ARP is the absolute refractory period, and RRP is the relative refractory period. So absolute is 250 milliseconds and the relative is 50 milliseconds. So in this, one thing we have to see is compared to skeletal muscle, the cardiac muscle has a long refractory period because the cardiac muscle is a non-tetanusable. So tetanus means fatigue. Okay, so it will never go a fatigue. It is non-fatigable. Okay, so the detail I will tell in that class. Okay, so that's complete the properties. So the next one is cardiac cycle. So cardiac cycle, the definition, it is a sequence of events that take place during each heartbeat in a cyclic manner or together called cardiac cycle. So that means here there is a sequential changes. Sequence means one after another. Okay. So sequence of events that takes place during each heartbeat. So I told so the per beat the SA node is producing 72 per minute. Okay, 72 impulse. So 1 minute this that heartbeat in a cyclic manner. So that means the heart contraction and relaxation is taking place in a cyclic manner. So that is called cardiac cycle. Understood? Cardiac cycle refers to the sequential changes occurring during a heartbeat. So the heart normally beats at a rate of 75 at 75 times per minute. Okay, so the duration of each heartbeat is 0.8 second. So you can see the diagram here. So in each cardiac cycle there is a filling of uh, heart, filling of blood with the heart is taking place, and simultaneously after that there is an emptying of the blood, you can see. So this is, you can see this is the filling. Okay, then this is emptying. So filling and emptying, so this process is taking place sequentially. So first you can see the atria will fill, so then comes to ventricle. Okay, so both the side, first atria, here it is ventricle. So in the right side, so blue color that indicates the deoxygenated blood, and in the left side the red color indicates the oxygenated blood. So that means in our body there is no blue and blood color. So that for to understand, for to purpose, here they are showing. So in our body it is a red color only. Okay, clear? So there are two events are taking place. One is systole, another one is diastole. During systole, the heart contracts and ventricles pump the blood into the arteries. Systole and diastole. So I already told systole, during which the heart contracts and the ventricles pump the blood into arteries. So understood? So during systole there is a contraction of the heart. So that time the ventricles will pump the blood into the arteries. So that is a pump, the blood will pump. During diastole the heart get relaxed, so that all of the ventricles to fill with the blood. So that time what will happen? The ventricles get filled with blood. So this continuous process. Okay, systole, then diastole, systole, diastole. Okay, so that is a taking place in a sequential manner. Okay, so during this there's a changes will occur in the heart. Okay, so those classified into electrical, mechanical and pressure and volume changes. So we will see. So important is mechanical and pressure changes. Okay, so during cardiac cycle the changes will occur in the heart. We classify is there are so many changes is taking place. So the important I will tell, that is a mechanical and the pressure changes. Okay, so mechanical changes is nothing but the contraction and relaxation of the various chamber of the heart. Okay, that is the mechanical changes. If the question is like write the mechanical changes taking place in the heart during cardiac cycle. So that time you have to write whatever I am telling, that is systole and diastole. So the total cardiac cycle duration is 0.8 seconds. Okay, total duration is 0.8 seconds. So this very small amount of time, the cardiac cycle will begins with the systole, then it will ends with the diastole. So that means systole there is a pumping of the blood into the arteries takes place, and during diastole filling of the ventricles is taking place. So this total 0.8 second cardiac cycle is divided into 4 events. Okay, 4 events. So that is, first one is atrial systole. Okay, atrial, so that means atrium. Suppose this is the heart, so this is ventricle, this is the atrium, so this is ventricle, interventricular septums. Okay, so this is atrium. So during atrial systole, first there is a atrium, so right atrium and left atrium get contracts. Okay, so it contracts at 0.1 second. Understood? The atrial systole means the atrium get contract. Then ventricular systole. So after atrium systole, the ventricles get contract. Okay, so ventricle get contract. So that is 0.3 seconds. Then after this ventricular systole, then there is a ventricular diastole. Okay, ventricular diastole, that means the ventricle muscles relax, then that is takes 0.5 seconds. Next is the atrial diastole, that is 0.7 seconds. That's atrial muscles get contracted. So you have to see this atrial systole and atrial diastole, that is the same atrial muscle showing. Okay, so atrial cycle, ventricular cycle. So in the atrial cycle, atrial systole and atrial diastole, the combined it will form 0.8 second. So don't combine atria and ventricle. Clear? So atrial muscle takes 0.8 second. Simultaneously the ventricular muscle is also contracting and relaxing at 0.8 second. So atrial systole and atrial diastole is 0.8 second. Then ventricular systole and ventricular diastole 5 plus 3 is 8. Clear? So it's the same thing. So cardiac cycle, atrial systole, atrial diastole, ventricular systole and ventricular diastole. If you write like this in the flow chart, it is good, I think. So this is how. So you can see there is a contraction is taking place. See, contraction. So that time, after that, during contraction the blood is pumped towards the arteries, right? So during contraction the blood is pumped. So during relaxation, so there is a filling. So you can see the filling of ventricles. So next, coming to the each events like atrial systole, what is atrial diastole, so what is happening inside the heart. So as I told, the pressure and volume changes, okay, that is very important. So each cardiac cycle, so you have to see the pressure and volume changes, okay. So inside the heart chamber, clear? So remember, whenever the pressure increases in the heart, okay, whenever the pressure increases in the heart, the volume decreases. Volume means volume of blood, okay, the volume of blood decreases. When the pressure decreases, the volume of blood means the filling of the blood increases, okay. So first we will see the atrial systole. So here the both right and left atrial muscle get contracts, okay, right and left atrial muscle get contract. So that time when the atrial muscle contracts, the pressure inside the atria increases, okay, the pressure inside the atrial muscle increases. Suppose for example one balloon is there, okay, so you are closing here, so this is a balloon, so you fill the air here, right? So when you press the balloon, so what will happen? So there is no way to the air to exchange. So when you press the balloon, so the pressure will increases, right? Inside the chamber the pressure is increases, okay. So that time when the pressure increases, so you can't fill more air inside the heart, inside the balloon, okay. So whenever during the contraction of the atrium, the pressure inside the atria increases and the volume get decreases. When you relax, so when you remove the lid, so this one, when you remove this, so what will happen? The air will escapes, so the muscle get relaxed, that is called atrial diastole, okay. So both atrial muscle get relaxed, and that time there is no pressure is developed in the atrias. Whatever the pressure developed get relaxed, get decreases. So that time the volume means the volume of the blood increases. Understood? Understood? So during okay, so I will tell again. So events in cardiac cycle is divided into atrial cycle and ventricular cycle. The atrial cycle contain atrial systole and atrial diastole. In the atrial systole, both right and left atria contracts. Whenever this get contracts, the pressure inside the chamber, present inside the atria, get increases and the volume of blood get decreases. So after that, it takes 0.1 second. So after 0.1 second, so immediately, so the contracted atrium get relax. Okay, so when this get relax, the pressure which is developed inside the atria get decreases and volume of the blood, that means the filling of atria, filling of blood into the atria takes place. So in atrial systole, the emptying of blood from the atria takes place. So overall, this one I will show, I will explain later. Next, coming to the ventricular cycle. In the ventricular cycle, we divide the entire ventricular cycle into two. One is ventricular systole and ventricular diastole. Okay. So in the ventricular systole, there are three phases. Okay. So one is isovolumetric ventricular contraction, rapid ejection phase, slow ejection phase. Okay. So if you remember, just the name of the events is enough. No need of write the time. Okay. So just remember, ventricular systole is 0.3 seconds. In that again there are three sub-phases. One is isovolumetric ventricular contraction, rapid ejection phase and slow ejection phase. Understood? Now, next is the ventricular diastole. So ventricular diastole contain protodiastole, isovolumetric ventricular relaxation, because it is a diastole, so relaxation. So there it is systole, so isovolumetric ventricular contraction. Isometric ventricular relaxation, then rapid filling phase, initial rapid filling phase, reduced filling phase or diastasis, and final rapid filling phase. So that get coincide with the atrial systole. So this thing is not there. Okay. So final rapid filling phase or atrial systole. So both are same. Okay. So understood? So ventricular systole 3 phase. Ventricular diastole is 5 phases. Okay. One is protodiastole, isovolumetric ventricular relaxation, initial rapid filling phase, reduced filling phase or diastasis, and final rapid filling phase. So its total duration is 0.5 second. So in this ventricular systole, so first one is isovolumetric ventricular contraction phase. So in this, the name only indicates ventricular contraction. So whenever the muscle get contracted, the pressure inside it is increases. So here ventricular contraction, so ventricular pressure increases. Okay, ventricular pressure increases. So that time what happened to volume? So here the volume remains same. That means iso means same. Okay, so volumetric, iso same volume. Okay, isovolumetric means ventriculars now closed as now contracts as a closed chambers, and there is no change in volume and length of the muscle. Okay, so suppose this is one your room, exam room. Okay, any room. Okay, so now it is closed chamber. So now the contraction of the ventricle taking place. Okay, as a closed chamber, there is no there is no change in the volume or length of the muscle. So now the ventricle is closed, contracts as a closed chamber, so that we call it as a isometric phase, isovolumetric ventricular contraction. So here only the pressure inside the ventricle increases. Okay, only rise in intraventricular pressure. Understood? So that time now the pressure is increases more and more. So this is atria, this is ventricle. Between these there is a walls are present. First class only I told. So the walls are present. AV walls, that means atrioventricular wall. Okay, AV walls, atrioventricular walls. This get close. Okay, there is a closure of AV walls. Closure of AV walls. This both get closes. That produce a sound. Okay, so that produces sound. We call it as first heart sound. HS1. First heart sound. That is a lup. So with the stethoscope, the doctor will check, right? So lub dub sound don't come, na? So that lub sound, that is because of closure of AV walls. Why this AV walls closes? Because of ventricular contraction, isovolumetric ventricular contraction. Clear? Ventricular systole. Ventricular systole, it has a 3 phases. The first phase is isovolumetric ventricular contraction. Here the ventricles contracts as a closed chamber. Okay, closed chambers. There is no increase or there is no change in volume and length of the muscle fiber. Only the intraventricular pressure rises. Due to this, there is a closure of AV valve. Atrioventricular valves get closed. So during the closure, that will produce a sound. Lub. Okay, so that we call it as first heart sound. So next comes the ejection phase. In the ejection phase, here what will happen? During isovolumetric ventricular contraction, the pressure increases, right? Whenever the pressure become more than that, the semilunar walls. Okay, so semilunar walls, you know, so you have to remember the walls. So first class I told the structure of the heart, so that you have to practice. Okay, so you should be know where is the walls is situated. So from the walls, from the chamber, which chamber the blood is pumped to blood vessels. So at any time, so you should be thorough with that. Understood? The chambers of the heart, the walls of the heart, and the blood vessels. Clear? The pulmonary circulation and aorta or through aorta or arteries. Okay, you have to remember. So now the pressure inside the ventricle increases. So when that become more than that of the aorta and pulmonary artery, okay, become more than that of pulmonary artery and aorta, so that time the semilunar valves will open. Now the AV valves are open, right? So now that AV valves closes, here the semilunar valves will open and the blood get pumped into the aorta and pulmonary artery. Okay, so that ejection, that we call ejection. So ejection means moving of the blood. Okay, so in this, first there is a rapid ejection phase. So first what will happen, the more it will, the ejection become more rapid. Okay, so in this, 2/3 of the blood in the ventricles get ejected. Okay, in the rapid ventricular phase. So in the rapid ejection phase, there is a intraventricular pressure rises, that will cause a rapid increase in ventricular output or ventricular muscle. So here what will happen, in the initial moment a lot of blood is pumped out. Okay, so that is called rapid ejection phase. There is a more amount of blood is ejected. So what will happen, so now slowly when the blood is coming out, the slowly the pressure inside the ventricles is coming down. Okay, so slow ejection phase. So 1/3 of the remaining, so 2/3 stroke volume is, I will tell later. So stroke volume is amount of the blood which is pumped into the from the heart per beat. Okay, so here, so remaining 1/3 of the blood get ejected during slow ejection phase. Okay, so that's complete the ventricular systole. So understood? So in the cardiac cycle, there is atrial systole and atrial diastole. The atrial systole get coincide with the final rapid filling phase of a ventricular diastole. Okay, so here the atrial muscle, both right and left atrial muscle contracts. So that time the pressure increases and volume decreases, but during the atrial diastole, so that pressure increases na, so the blood is filling of the blood will be decreases. After that the atrial muscle relax diastole, the pressure decreases and volume increases. So but in the ventricular systole we divide it into three phase. It has a three phase. It is happening in three phase. Okay, one is isovolumetric ventricular contraction, then rapid ejection phase, then slow ejection phase. In the isovolumetric ventricular contraction, okay, the isovolumetric ventricular contraction, the ventricular pressure increases. Okay, the ventricular pressure increases. Whenever the ventricular pressure increases, because suppose this is your heart, okay, so here the AV valves are present. Okay, AV valves are present. So here semilunar valves are present. Now the semilunar valves are closed. Okay, the first only the semilunar valves close. First class only I told these valves are open only, close or open only whenever there is a change in pressure. Okay, so this now whenever the ventricle contracts, this AV valves, so this is the AV valves, two AV valves, so that will close. Okay, the pressure increases, so that time there is a closure of AV valves. So there is no change in the volume and length of the muscle fiber. So the ventricles contracts as a closed chamber. Only the intraventricular pressure increases. Whenever this intraventricular pressure increases, so whenever the pressure here the ventricle increases more than that of the this valve, this aorta and pulmonary artery. Okay, so aorta and pulmonary artery, the pressure increases more than this, that time these valves get open. Okay, these valves get open, so from the ventricles, so the blood get pumped into the aorta and pulmonary artery. Okay, so that is the ejection phase. So in that rapid ejection phase, so the 2/3 of the stroke volume of the blood is ejected in the rapid ejection phase. So that time, so when you see the pressure, the left ventricular pressure is 120 and right ventricular pressure is 25 mmHg. So this much high pressure in the left ventricle. So but in the right ventricle it is less because it is going to lungs. Okay, pulmonary circulation. Left ventricular pressure is very high, about 120, because the pressure, that much pressure is required for the blood to move to different parts of the body. Okay, so always from the left ventricle the blood is going to systemic circulation. Systemic circulation means, so all the system it has to go, like it has to go to kidney, it has to go to stomach, GI tract, it has to go to brain, it has to go to all parts of the body. So like that, so it has to go to everywhere. So that much pressure is required. Okay, so 120 mmHg, that is your systolic blood pressure, BP, systolic blood pressure. So left ventricle producing a more pressure of about 120 mmHg. So that much pressure is required for the movement of blood to the different parts of the body. So from the right ventricle it is only 25 mmHg, because it is going to only one part, one system, that is lungs. Okay, so it is about 25 mmHg. So after rapid ejection, then the ejection of the blood become very slow. That is called slow ejection phase. About 1/3 of the stroke volume is ejected in this phase. Okay, stroke volume is the amount of blood ejected by each ventricles per beat. So resting it is 70 to 80 ml of the blood get ejected. So I will stop here only. So for the next class, so read and come. Okay, so as I told, so structure of the heart, that means the from which chamber which blood, like oxygenated or deoxygenated blood, is going to where. Clear? In the first class I told na, so that you have to remember, and all the names of the valves you have to remember. Okay, names of the valves. So when it open, when it close, that is very important. Okay, in cardiac cycle, so I will tell. So I can't tell again and again. Okay, so continuously I will tell. The seminal nerve was open, seminal nerve was closed, like that I will go on telling. Okay, so you have to know. So from where it is so the blood is pumped to where, so which region the blood is pumping, you have to remember, and the situation where it is situated. Okay, the walls where it is situated you have to remember. Clear? Okay, so thank you all.